How do you fight a driving with a suspended license charge in Ontario? This video is part 4 and covers when you get caught driving with a suspended license, but you drove because you had an emergency. Before I start, you should watch part 1 of this video series where I address getting charged because you didn't know that you were suspended, part 2 where you were suspended because of unpaid fines, and part 3 where losing your license would, for 6 months on a conviction would be devastating to your life. I've included links to those videos in the description. Let's get started. First, some context. Fighting a driving with a suspended license charge in Ontario is really important because the penalties are devastating. There's a mandatory 6-month driving suspension, and in some cases, you may go to jail for up to 6 months. So the stakes are high. And that's why it's worth fighting the charge to avoid these extreme penalties. We've represented a lot of clients in Ontario who've been charged with a driving with a suspended license charge. And many clients have instructed us to fight the charge because they drove to an emergency. Maybe they had a medical reason to drive, needing to go to a hospital or an urgent doctor's appointment, or maybe they drove to help a family member who was in danger. In other words, they have a valid reason to drive. And that valid reason was due to an emergency. And that driving under these unusual and emergency circumstances should be an exception to the law, and therefore the charge should be dropped. That logic does make sense, but unfortunately, it's not the law. Driving due to an emergency, even when you can prove that emergency was real, is not a legal defense to driving with a suspended license charge in Ontario. Bottom line, the emergency defense won't work. As a next step, you should watch our video, What Happens When You Go to Court for Driving on a Suspended License Charge in Ontario. You could find the video on your screen. Message me if you want to have a confidential and free call about your case. There are no bad questions.